Standard venture capital pitches prioritize the spreadsheet. They are designed to project a level of corporate competence that fits neatly into a presentation deck. But Levi Roots entered the room with a different kind of disruptive energy. Roots stepped in front of 5 of Britain's most successful investors with a guitar and a song. He wasn't following a business school template. He was performing. His background was entirely grassroots. For 15 years, he had operated exclusively out of a local stall at the Notting Hill Carnival, serving a community-level customer base without any formal corporate backing. He arrived looking for £50,000 to scale production of his grandmother's secret jerk barbecue sauce, a recipe he believed could compete with standard tomato ketchups. By leading with music, Roots bypassed the investor's standard analytical filters. He moved past the hurdle of being another forgettable presenter and commanded their immediate attention. The emotional momentum of the song lasted until the investors opened his actual business paperwork. Under questioning, the pitch collapsed. Roots had claimed an initial order for 2.5 million liters of sauce, but the physical letter in his hand told a different story. He had confused kilos for liters. The math was devastating. That single miscalculation meant his projected turnover shrank from £16 million to roughly £130,000, a tiny fraction of what he had promised. 3 of the 5 investors immediately withdrew. They cited the lack of scale and the fact that manufacturing a small volume of sauce from a home kitchen was not a viable business model for them. In a high-stakes environment where numbers are the primary metric of success, this level of mathematical error should have resulted in an immediate, unanimous rejection. Yet, it didn't. Roots reacted to his failure by remaining entirely transparent. He didn't offer excuses or get defensive. Instead, he held his steady posture and admitted that his business skills required significant help. Investor Richard Farley began to weigh the man differently. He saw that while the data was flawed, the personality behind the product was resilient and charismatic enough to become the brand's primary asset. Peter Jones took the same gamble. He explicitly noted that he was taking a punt on the individual, prioritizing coachability and human character over the errors in the initial business plan. This transparency disarms the analytical part of an investor's brain. By leaning into his vulnerability rather than hiding it, Roots built a level of trust that a polished, perfectly executed presentation could rarely achieve. The investors decided to write a check because of how Roots handled his failure, betting on his honesty and his ability to be trained, rather than his ability to perform a flawless calculation. This dynamic aligns with a framework of persuasion that dates back to the 4th century BC, Aristotelian rhetoric. Persuasion relies on 3 pillars. First is logos, logic and data. When Roots misread his orders, his logos collapsed. But his music and 15 years of carnival grinding maximized pathos and ethos. This surplus of character bought goodwill, leading investors to supply the logos themselves. While data is required to finalize an investment, it is often the emotional narrative that creates the opportunity for the data to be reviewed in the first place. While Roots succeeded on instinct, modern founders now treat these soft skills as a rigorous discipline. Success in the den today requires deliberate preparation that mirrors academic training. Mastery of body language and the removal of corporate jargon are now treated as technical requirements. Founders are taught to present clear, relatable ideas that an audience can visualize immediately. This shift is reflected in business schools. Peer-reviewed research, such as a study in the Journal of Management Development, now analyzes the linguistic features of these televised pitches to train future executives. Graduate programs, like the one at the University of Alcala, now feature modules specifically dedicated to persuasion rhetoric and leadership charisma. The labor market has come to recognize human persuasion as a high-demand executive skill. The ability to connect with an audience is no longer viewed as a talent, but as a core competency. We see this pattern repeated with founders like Rome from Health and Holistics. He secured funding for his CMOS business despite arriving with £1 million valuation and a net loss on his books. Like Roots, the valuation wasn't the draw, it was the resilience, the green shoot forcing its way through a difficult background and negative balance sheet. The Dragons backed Rome because of his mission and his history as a construction firm owner and Muay Thai fighter. They prioritized his impact on his community over the immediate revenue figures. That focus on the individual allowed Levi Roots to scale. His partners helped him move from his home kitchen to supplying 250,000 bottles of sauce to national supermarkets within weeks. In the end, Peter Jones backed Roots because the founder was honest about his limitations. A business plan predicts how a company might grow, but it cannot demonstrate how a person will react when that plan inevitably fails.